So welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And with me now, Richard Williams. How you doing, Rich?
Greetings. I'm good, thank you. I'm very well. And pleasure to be here. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
honestly, honour to have you on, mate. It's honestly, you go down as one of the top guys in that time period. You go down
Yeah,
as one
yeah.
of the ones that's remembered.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Seriously.
I know I've dragged you, you've just finished your dinner and you were just about to go on Netflix, and I've dived in and I've interrupted your entire evening. So I apologise, but
It's cool, man. It's
Netflix
cool. It's cool.
anytime, mate. I'm not here all the
It's-
time.
yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy a bit of a chin wag. You know what I mean? So it's all right.
Yeah, it's not
It's
the
all
same with a wife, is it?
right. Listen, I'm saying nothing.
Right, we'll do an intro and then we'll go straight into it. All right, mate?
Yeah. All right, man. That's cool.
Are you ready?
So, as I said, with me now, Richard Williams. Where did the nickname Secret come from? The Secret.
The secret. What happened? Let's see. Ooh, refresh the memory. So it would have been about my 10th, 11th fight because I fought for the Commonwealth title in my 12th professional fight. Okay, and after going into my 11th professional fight, a guy who used to be like Barry's right hand man, this guy John Wichusen, he said to me going into my 11th fight, if you look good in this, Rich, like we're planning to push you for the Commonwealth title. Won that 11th fight, and then after that fight, he was like, you need to like pick a name for yourself. And I always thought that sort of stuff was quite corny. I was like, I'm not gonna pick my name, man. It's a bit whack. You know what I mean? It's like it's a bit weak. But what happened is like going into that 11th fight, the boxing news had written an article about me. There was an article about me in the boxing news, and it said that Richard Williams is one of the best kept secrets in British boxing. So yeah, there you go. So
There you go.
he goes, why don't you call yourself the secret? And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea, and I went with that. It seemed it was fitting, because like I had 3 fights. I lost my third fight. Had two and a bit years out. Then I came back, and then I started to knock everybody out, and that's what it was like. I thought, yeah, that's a good name, and it stuck. So there you go, there you go. That was the secret.
Thank you, magazine. Thank you, newspaper.
Yeah, absolutely. Best kept secret in British boxing. I was like, yeah, yeah. John Wichusen, great guy, and he helped me a lot, and he definitely it was him that picked the name. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can't grumble at that, mate. That's a cool one because, as you
Yeah.
say, some of the nicknames are proper cheesy, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and I'm like, what am I gonna call myself? You know, what I mean, I'm like, yeah, it's yeah, not a good look.
Yeah.
And you know what, like for me, fighting, when growing up watching fighting, I used to watch like the Marvin Haglers, the Julio Cesar Chavez, and those guys. And like for me, I just wanted to fight. I just wanted to fight. I just wanted to knock people out. That's what I wanted to do. So I was like, who cares if I've got a nickname or not? It's like as long as I'm knocking people out. That was it.
Well, there you go. Someone wrote it for you, mate. And you certainly went on to knock out loads of people. January 2001, you captured the Commonwealth.
Yes, yes, yes. Tony Badea. I love that fight. You know, that was I that was my 12th fight, and I can remember before that fight, my sister was looking at Badea's record because he had like 29 fights or something like that, and she she got frightened. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you know, he's had twice as many fights as you and all that sort of stuff." I was like, "Don't worry, sis, don't don't worry, don't worry, it's gonna be all right." And it, you know, it turned out to be a good night, so
Yeah, yeah.
no complaints from me. But
And
you know, I
the mad thing
love
is,
fighting.
in that year, you
Yeah,
literally that to me was your year, 2001, because you
2001.
flew through fights in that year, and then won your world title in December.
Yeah, but you know what? It it was a rough year. It was a rough year because what happened? What actually happened? Um, in I won the Commonwealth title in, was it January? Yeah, January or whatever.
You
And
should
then
know.
yeah, yeah, you know what? The mind. You know, too many punches. So I won it in January, and then I think it was a, a week or so later, I went running. I just went for a run to just keep in shape and stuff like that. And I developed a little cough. I developed a little cough like a week or so after my Commonwealth title win. I developed a little cough. I thought I had a cold or whatever. Um, Cough disappeared after a few days, but I was running and then I would just get really, really tired really, really quickly. And then Matrim sent me to the doctors to get scans and all this sort of stuff. And they called me up. They called me. I got a call from the same John Richards, and he's like, Richard, um, you need to go to the Royal Brompton Hospital. I was like, bloody, what do you mean? My heart sunk. He goes, you need to go to the Royal Brompton Hospital. So, like the next day, I had an appointment, went to Royal Brompton Hospital, and they said to me that I developed something called sarcoidosis.
Right? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, so you heard about it, right? So it's
Yeah.
a infection of your lungs, really, and it affected the amount of oxygen that was going from my lungs into my bloodstream. Okay, so so I literally won the Commonwealth title, and a week and a half later, my whole world was, I was
Yeah.
destroyed because what the doctors at the hospital were saying was that usually it takes like 2 years to clear up, right? Usually goes within 2 years.
Oh, that's
Um,
fine then.
yeah. We can we can give you some steroids. We can give you some steroids, and you know, and I was like, if I take steroids, I can't fight. You know, um, can't fight. Um, so they gave me this little inhaler thing, and like I said, I would get tired really quickly. So what they were saying is that because I was training, my lungs were like taking in a lot of oxygen, but the oxygen that was actually getting into my bloodstream was really low. So I'd go up a flight of stairs and be out of breath and stuff like that. So this went on for, I don't know, couple weeks. I was going through like taking this inhaler and excuse me, all of that sort of stuff. Um, and then maybe a month or so, 2 months or so after that, um, I called Matchroom and I said, listen, get me a fight or I'm gonna retire. It was like that. Get me a fight or I'm gonna retire. And because I was like, I'm just gonna train and fight with the condition and just see what happens. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and so I was meant to defend my Commonwealth title, and then it turned out I actually fought a guy, Hussein Osman, who I went up to Hartlepool with, um, and that turned into a little, because he was a middleweight. I weighed in at light middleweight. Like the next day, it was like, oh, you're fighting Hussein Osman, and it turned out to be a rough night. But I won a close fight. I won a close fight, but it was agony. It was hell going through that fight because round three, like after round three, I was dead. I was dead.
How did you manage to swing that then past Matchroom? Because they must have been like, you can't really fight based on your condition, because medically they've told you that you've got to do this, that, and all the rest of it.
Well, you see, no, wait, what? See, medically, what they said to me was, we can give this is a condition. Apparently, they find it a lot in like China and stuff because out there, when you go for a routine medical, they do chest X-rays and things like that. But so like I said, I had a chest X-ray. I had this sarcoidosis, and I could live my everyday life. I just couldn't live the life of a sports person. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I thought my career was over. I was like, well, I'm either gonna jack it in now, or I'm just gonna just try and just fight through it. So they got me to fight to defend my Commonwealth title. I think the opponent actually failed his brain scan, and that's why I had to fight Hussein Osman in the end. And so I got through that fight, and I was like, yeah, I didn't fight that well, but I could still bite down on my gum shield and grip my teeth, and I still won it. And I was like, well, I'll just keep going, just keep going.
That's mad. Because if you look at if you get like a proper geek who goes on Box Rec and all the rest of it, and you look at that year you had in that year, you achieved so much in that year, and the amount of fights you had for someone who was a champion, you wouldn't do that now.
Well, I have no idea, man. You want to fight?
For you to
I
not
just wanted to fight
like that and still go on and do what you did is amazing.
Thank you. But yeah, so this is the thing. It's like with a lot of things, and it's mindset, isn't it? It's like, and for me, like I'm always saying to like my children and stuff, like when I went into boxing, I didn't have a plan to say like, oh, I'm going into boxing to become a champion or anything like that. I turned professional. I got my jaw broken in the amateurs, in the London semi-finals. I still won the fight. I stopped him in the third round, but my jaw was broken. So I had to pull out, and I thought I might as well turn professional. So that's what I turned professional under. And like fighting it was fun to me because I was always working. You know what I mean? It was like boxing is something that I love to do. So while I was fighting, even when I got the Commonwealth title, I was like, well, let's fight again. Let's fight. Because like that was the fun part. The fun part was the fighting, and that was it. And I must say, like, since retiring from boxing and everything, what I've found out, see that sarcoidosis thing that I had with my lungs, I've known more people who have had it, friends of mine whose friends have had it, and I got off really lightly. I've heard of people dying from the condition. There's a famous comedian, Bernie Mackey, died from it. A lot of people on steroids and they blow up, and so I was really lucky. Because other than feeling tired and my energy levels being low, it didn't really affect me any more than that. So touch wood, it's all good.
Mate, honestly, as I say, after that, and I had no idea that you went through that. You went into December and won the IBO.
Yeah, with Shannon Taylor. Yeah, you know what? That was a good night. That was a real good night. I enjoyed that fight so much, and but even that fight, it's weird how like things that the public don't know, or the things that you don't see, because like during that fight, like people say, oh yeah, you looked really good in that fight and blah blah blah. So during that fight, in the round that I stopped Shannon Taylor, In the round that I stopped him, that was really the round that I realized the training I was doing was rubbish. It was like it was what I mean is like in terms of my conditioning stuff that I was doing. Okay, because I going into the fight, I'd seen him fight Shane Mosley, and I saw what Mosley was trying to do. Like he was jabbing low to trying to get his hands down and stuff. And my favorite punch was always to slip a jab and throw my right hand. So I thought I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna jab to the body and make him think I'm trying to do what Shane's doing and try and get his hands down. And I think it was round 3. I was jabbing to the body, and I heard his corner. I heard the corner say, "Oh, you know what he's trying to do, Shane." And I thought, okay, he's bought it now. So the next round, yeah, I thought he's bought it. So the next round, he's come out and he threw the jab. I slipped it, and I threw my favorite shot, slipped it, and threw the straight right hand, and he couldn't get away from it. It was like all of a sudden, round 4, I was hitting him with the right hand, and he couldn't get away with it. And I backed him to the ropes, and I properly, and I'm telling you the truth, right? In those preceding rounds, he had hit me really, really hard. I'm telling you, he had hit me really hard. So when I hit him and I hurt him, there was part like, yeah, I got to get him out of there. But it was part fear, right? Because I was thinking, listen, this guy's dangerous. He hits hard. I'm trying to get him out of here. And I blasted everything into it. And I could see that he wasn't going to go down. And like, like you do like a status check of like, how am I feeling? I went back to the jab a little bit, and I could feel myself, my legs are dead. I was like, my legs are dead, right? So we got about halfway through the round, and I was thinking, Rich, if you don't finish him this round, you're going to be done. So, and this is what I'm saying. So during that 4th round, I was like, the conditioning training I'm doing is rubbish. It needs to be changed. So I went for the finish. Fortunately, I got it because he weren't going down. I thought, just hit him more often. Don't hit him not as hard, but hit him more often, and the referee will stop it. And that's what happened. But during the interviews with Sky after the fight, I was in the corner with Barry Hearn, and my legs were like cocktail sticks. They couldn't bend. They were cramping. They were cramping and everything. If he had survived that round, I would have been done, 100%.
That's mad, isn't it? That is mad.
Yeah.
Because you think as fans, we can see it, can't we? We can see what's going on, but we don't. We obviously can't see what's going on in your head. So when you're throwing the punches, as fans, we're going, God, look, he's going for it. Where deep down you're going, oh, this is it. I've got to get it done.
Yeah, I was like, if I don't get him out of here now, I'm done. That's what I was thinking. Oh, so when I held up my hands at the end, like, of course I was happy, but it's part relief as well, thinking, ooh, I would have been done. I would have been done. So, but it helped me change my training program after that anyway, because I knew what I had to do. I had to do things different.
Yeah. Well, you went on from there, and then I think it's March 2003. You went and won the WBF.
yeah, against Pastrayev. Yeah, the guy that beat Steve Roberts. Yeah.
So was that? How did it feel? Because you'd won a world title before, and now you've gone and won another one. How did that? What was the difference?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? And
it's all coming out, Rick. It's all coming out.
Huh?
It's all coming out.
I'm gonna tell you the absolute truth, right? Like I said, I'm old school, right? I grew up watching Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike McCullum, Rocky Lockridge, then got Ray Boom Boom Mancini, all of these guys fighting. And like, you see, when I fought for the IBO belt, right? What happened was before the fight, I went into Barry Hearn's office after my um fight after the Commonwealth title defense. I went into Barry Hearn's office, and he said to me, Richard, we you're gonna fight for the IBO belt. And I said, no, I'm not. I was like, no, I'm not. I said, I'm the Commonwealth champion. I said, I want to fight for the British, the European. I'm not interested in no IBO belt, right? And Barry was like, well, we've got you. I was like, no, I don't want it. Because I'm telling you the truth, Joe, right? I love the fight that I fought for it. You know what I mean? I worked hard, and I worked really hard to win those fights. The belts mean nothing to me. I'm like, it means nothing because like I grew up watching WBC, WBA, IBF. That is it. You see, to me, and this is what I'm saying, and I'm not disrespecting anything that anybody's done ever, right? But what I'm saying is, you see, like even the WBO belt, like I didn't even want to fight for that. I was like, it means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. So the IBO belt definitely means like I appreciate that I've done it and that I worked hard for it and everything. Like the belt didn't mean anything to me, man. It's like it's much more important. It's much more important to measure my achievement by who I'm beating, which is why I'm so disappointed that I didn't get to fight Wayne Alexander, Steve Roberts, Gary Lockett, these guys. It would have been much better. I would have much preferred to have had them guys on my record than even the IBO belt, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Rich,
So,
would you
and
have,
that's just me.
would you have beaten Wayne? Would you have beaten him?
Wayne. Yeah. Me and Wayne talk all the time, man. I tell him all the time. He knows he would have got beat, man. Come on. Listen,
it's not going to be one of those fights, is it? Where we're going to see like Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. and we're going to see Rich versus Wayne after all this time, are we?
Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Listen, the thing is this, right? I remember after we fought in the amateurs, right? Have you seen our fight in the amateurs?
No.
You haven't seen
No, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah, you gotta look. Listen, you gotta look at that fight, right? Because it's in there, and it wasn't me that's put it there, but somebody's put it up there as the best amateur fight ever. I'm like, it's a good fight. it's a good fight. But anyway, so me and Wayne have the fight, right? And Wayne, like a good while after the fight, me and Wayne was talking, and he was like, yeah, no, I think I won the fight, I said, well, on my record it shows I won. So it's like, you can think who you want. On my record it says I won. But it's a good fight. The fact of it is this, like, Wayne hit hard, I'm telling you, but honestly and truthfully, as a professional, I think I was better conditioned. I think that technically I was better, and technically, as a professional in the small gloves, I think I would have hit too hard for him as well. He would have got dusted. No, but Wayne's cool. Me and Wayne talk. We always, every time we see each other, we always ribbing each other about that. But he would have lost.
Mate, I have to say, I haven't had a character like you on before, and I'm definitely. Do you know what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to get you and Wayne on together. Because I'll tell you,
man, that's cool.
That's going to be comedy gold, isn't it? That's going to be comedy gold. And bless him.
Well, it will if he starts lying again, huh?
Yeah. But honestly, Rich, I really appreciate your time and coming on. And, you know, what a career you've had. 27 fights, 21 wins, 17 knockouts, 1 draw. We're not going to forget the draw. And
yeah. Oh,
just
Paul Samuel, he hit hard.
quality, mate. Absolute quality.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
I've had some a comment all the way from Ireland. Great chat from Ender. He's just turned around and he said, you know, quality guy.
I appreciate it. Trust me. You know, it's like when as a fighter, like I said, you know, I'm old school. I take these things seriously. As a fighter, all I hoped for when I was fighting was to go out there, win, and for people to think they got their money's worth when they saw me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To just appreciate the hard work and the effort that we put in, because it's entertainment, isn't it? It's entertainment.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think you know, of course, you want to make money, but you got entertainment. You got to look good while you're doing it. You know what I mean?
And it's all about selling yourself, isn't it? If you can sell
100%.
yourself, that's you know 80% of the job, because then you get the bigger fights, because people think they either think I want to knock him out, or they'll think, yeah, let's get him in. He's exciting.
Yeah, well, this is it. And you know, like a lot of the time, like with the social media and everything like that, I think sometimes some fighters, they try to get themselves noticed in the wrong ways. I believe you know, when you fight, go into the ring, get in the ring and terrorize people. That's what people want to see. They want to see people get terrorized. You know what I mean? So that was always my thing. It was like, go in there, the first few rounds you got to see, can I control this person? Can I beat them? And then once you realize, okay, I can control them, then you hit them a bit harder, a bit more often, because you don't really want anybody to get to the end. Ultimately, you just, you know,
well, yeah,
knockout's always better, man. That's what people, you know, that's what people pay to see.
Yeah, they do. That's why a lot of people are loving the heavyweights, aren't they? Because it's that one punch changes all, isn't it? It's
absolutely, absolutely. It's all about that. But you know, it's like what I now that I'm a trainer and I train people, I run, you know, I've got a gym and I secret boxing gym, London Bridge.
So, I can see what you've done there.
There you go. Right. So now that I train people and I train professional fighters now as well, and what I've realized, like certain things with technique and things like that, like punching power can be taught, punching technique can be taught, and then knocking people out is easy, man. Knocking people out is easy. And you know what? And that's the fun part of boxing. The fun part of boxing. I used to love like outboxing somebody. I used to love it. Like hit them and not get hit. But the knockout part is the fun part. You want to see
I'm definitely going to be texting you in a couple of months when I do my next white collar, and I'm going to ask for some advice.
Yeah, man. Listen, trust me. Come down. We do a session. I'm telling you, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and anything that you do right now, you'll come out and you'll be like, wow. I guarantee it.
You're on
I guarantee
I'll come down
or your money back.
I ain't paying nothing. But oh no, yeah, we got Jared.
How many fights you had?
I've literally done the one ultra white collar fight, and that was for charity, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. Well
done, man.
And yeah, I've got the buzz to do it again. My wife doesn't want me to, but I'm going to do it anyway. And,
were you sprinting? Did you do your sprint?
Yeah, no, I did them. I should have done more road running. I have to admit.
Oh, see, there you go. I'm telling you, listen, Joe, come down and see me before you do anything else, any never fight, right? tell your missus, do not worry. Richard's gonna sort me out. All right. I'm telling you now, you will be a beast.
A beast.
It's light work.
Mate, honestly, I'll keep you to that. You've got my number now, so I can't escape either. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
Trust me, yeah.
And
They don't call me the secret for nothing.
I'm bringing Wayne with me as well. So
yeah,
it's gonna be like Rocky versus Apollo for the last time. No one's gonna see it.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. I love Wayne. I'm saying nothing.
Well, honestly, Rich, it's an absolute joy to have you on, mate. I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure, man. Thank you very much.
We'll definitely have a catch up soon, and I'll come over. No problem at all, mate. I'd love it.
Yeah, trust me. Do it. It will change everything. I appreciate you, mate.
Yeah, and you take care.
All right, you take it easy.
Enjoy your
Bye-bye.
Netflix.
And hello, yeah, and hello to everybody and all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
quality. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. You take care.
All right, bye-bye.
See you, mate. Well, Richard Williams, one absolute gent. Hilarious. Loved having him on. Really, really nice guy. He moaned about, well, he was just basically saying that he beat Wayne Alexander in the amateurs and he still holds it over him now. I'll have a chat with Wayne after this and let him know that I've had a chat with you. And, just quality. Ender's put on here, yeah, great chat. Yeah, it was really good. Really nice to have him on. And, yeah, my nephew, Jared. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Jared. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll have to get you on soon. And, yeah, game on. It sounds like I'm going to the gym. And maybe I'll get some footage of him in the gym. And I'm not sparring him, though, because I think he'd just spark me out, to be honest. But, yeah, you've been watching JG's Fight Talk. As always, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations. And, yeah, I'll see you all soon. But until then, have some of this.
Are you